A Canadian man is being accused of being involved in Syria's chemical weapons program. Sarin gas attacks have killed hundreds of civilians, including children, and this summer marks 10 years since the worst chemical weapons attack the world had seen in decades. Jeff Semple spoke to the Canadian man accused and has the exclusive details on the allegations. Jeff.
Donna, Canadian Chadi Houranieh grew up on this quiet suburban street just west of Toronto. He's now accused by the European Union of supplying critical materials to Syria's chemical weapons program. 10 years ago, the world woke up to this. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad launching a chemical weapons attack on his own civilians. This Canadian was in Syria with the aid group Doctors Without Borders.
Thousands of people coming into their clinics with respiratory issues, with dilated pupils, struggling to breathe. It was just so beyond comprehension.
His team decided to go public with evidence chemical weapons had been used.
It's certainly our belief that...
But the shocking revelation did little to deter the attacks. They continued for years. Now, European officials claim the Syrian regime received materials for its chemical weapons delivery systems from this Canadian.
I have nothing to do with any chemical program.
From his home in Beirut, Chadi Houranieh told Global News he moved to Syria 20 years ago, where his family had a metal business. In 2017, Lebanese authorities seized a shipment which Houranieh's company ordered from Egypt, 53 tons of aluminum. France alleged the metal was destined for Syria's missile production program.
To tell you the truth, I was really shocked.
Houranieh admits he sold small amounts of aluminum and steel to Syria's Scientific Studies and Research Center, which is responsible for producing chemical weapons. But Houranieh assumed the material would be used to build homes or bread factories, though he never asked.
It's none of my business.
You didn't worry about how these materials might be used for?
Again, I go back to that, like before the Syrian crisis, I've worked with these guys, and at no point were they involved or, had anything to do with that.
He and his brother are now facing EU sanctions, which have crippled their business, but he's never seen any evidence against him.
Being raised in the West and having Western values, I never thought I had to prove my own innocence.
The threshold for sanctioning individuals is actually quite low. It really just takes a suspicion.
This former Canadian intelligence analyst says there's been a recent surge in sanctions as an easy tool to target hostile regimes, and businesses should take note.
The idea that you can just sell goods to anyone you want without concern for how they're going to be used at the end of the day is a really outdated idea.
The French government says Houranieh continued his contacts with the Syrian regime even after the sanctions in 2018. Though France failed to produce any evidence to support that claim. Houranieh denies the allegations and is challenging the sanctions in court. Donna?
Jeff Semple in Mississauga, Ontario. Thanks.